Alright, again, welcome back to part 2 of Hear Me Out for Public Universities. Yeah, as truthful, we're gonna keep this whole half an hour again very truthful, okay? Yeah, so I think referring back to our part 1, we're talking about matriculations, right? How is, and for those of you who don't know, we talk about part 1, we talk about what is, how are you gonna go into matriculation?
Yes.
How much does it cost financially, and how long does it take?
The duration of the program.
Yeah, the whole period of the program, how long does it take? So I think now it's mainly about what is the exposure that you have gained when you're in matriculations, and if you ever had the chance again, would you actually take the same route again? Yeah, and yeah.
Okay, that is interesting. Okay, this I only can speak to my personal experience. Matriculation is not for the faint of heart. So I know people who have. This again comes from an incredible place of privilege because I grew up in a very different setting as opposed to the asrama type lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, I have a lot of friends who are, in fact, most of them not doing matriculation. So
Yeah.
in contrast, so you tend to want to contrast your lives with them. So when that you do, so you see like they're driving to the university, they're having matcha for lunch, this kind of things is not even remotely close to what my living experience was. We had canteens, our good food is like, okay, we go to canteen A, if not canteen B, this is better, canteen C, we only got 3 canteens to be fair. Okay, we only have the 3 canteens that we eat from, and then we have a very structured lifestyle, 8 to 4. You're not even allowed to skip class, by the way.
Is
So
it?
they will find you. They will do rounds on at least for my matriculation, by the way, it's very strict because ours, at least KMM, was very old. In fact, it's the oldest matriculation that exists in Malaysia.
Wow,
It was
okay.
the first one. And because of that, you can imagine the infrastructure. It is not exactly they don't really put a lot of funding to the infrastructure of the actual site. It's livable, I guess. But then even online you can see, because I think right now I think recently there was a new batch of matrix intake. So
yeah.
my mother still follows like the matriculation
Mhm.
programs on the kids and so on because she likes very nostalgic of that. So now the new generation, because now it's online, right? So they started complaining, okay, why are some of the locks don't work? So we still have the brick wall. So we have those generic, those concrete bricks. We still have those kind of walls exposed.
Wait, before I forgot, kindly continue your story. But before I forget, when is the intake for matrix?
Okay, yeah, this again you have to Google it.
Okay.
I apologize, I forget.
Okay, yeah, sorry, back to
If I'm not mistaken, don't please Google it again. Around September.
Okay.
Should be around September. Okay.
Yeah.
University is also similar.
I think university we spread out throughout the year actually. I think we have January intake, we have June intake, September intake.
But I think for public you have January 2 intakes.
Is it?
Yeah. So again, so the infrastructure is very old. So you need to be able to separate yourself from that. You need to know that you're just here to study. That's it. Because you skip classes, they will come. They will do rounds on the blocks. They
Okay.
will know. They will come find you,
Okay.
and you'll have disciplinary action. So it's not like this is considered quite serious, So you're not allowed to miss class. It's like not like because if you have private institution, in fact even public universities, they are not very strict on the fact that when you miss class or not. But in matriculation, they are quite strict. So because again they treat it very much like an asrama. So it's very much like an asrama experience. You're there, you study most of the time. In fact, my hours in matriculation is basically after classes, come back, I have a bit of a 1 hour break, 2 hours break, and I'm studying until 9. Legit, like full. Because there's a lot of, in fact, this is not compulsory, but I undertook a lot of extra work because I got the impression that to give you some context, I wanted to enter one of the better public universities. Because of that, your matriculation results has to be very good, very stellar. You cannot get a 2.8 or a 3.1 and expect to get into like USM, especially for very, very on-demand courses. For example, medicine, engineering, they are very high-demand courses. You cannot simply expect to get those kind of results and then expect you'll get first dibs on it. It's not going to happen. So because of that, I wanted to pass without doubt. I'm getting A without doubt. Like I know coming into the exam I'll get A guarantee.
Yeah.
So I studied to that level 9 months straight.
Yeah.
Because you go through a lot matriculation because you are again depends on your context. Most of your friends are not going to be there, so you're going to be alone. You make friends there, but still it's not the same. You come from very different cultural backgrounds.
Yes.
Especially if you grew up in a very modern environment, anywhere within KL, it's a very different experience. So because of that, you just emphasize what you need to do and you do it. So because of that, me personally, I would not go back to Matrix. But
Is it?
Yes, I will definitely not go back to
100%
Matrix.
sure.
100%. As I am now, definitely not. But looking at the opportunities, specifically the university placement that it allowed me to get, I guess I do not regret it. It is a once in a lifetime experience. You will never forget it. There is a lot of things that will happen. A lot, because it's basically in the middle of nowhere. By the way, these campuses are not near like the towns, you know.
Yeah.
It's quite. We used to call it going back to London because the place it's actually Londang.
Okay.
So we call it. Oh, we're going back to London. No,
Okay,
right?
Londang is like a Malay word.
Really?
No.
It's a place like the name of the place.
Oh, it's called Londang.
There's an actual place in Malacca called Londang.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so we have we know we're going back to London. We're going back to Malacca.
I
We're
see.
going back to Londang.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're allowed to go. One thing you're allowed to go back 1 month once. And they have tickets, so you go book the tickets. If you no tickets, you cannot go back home.
Oh, so
You
they pay
can go
for
back
the
home.
ticket.
I bus back home to KL.
So they pay lah.
We pay lah. We pay for
Oh,
tickets. They have tickets. The buses will come once a month. We get on it, get home. Not very long though. Within depends on the type of holiday because Malaysia got a lot of public holidays. So it depends on which public holiday we get.
Yeah.
Then we get to come back for 4 days, 3 days.
That's new. That's new.
Yes. Outside of that, yeah, you only can move around London unless you can go travel cross country within the gap of 5 to 7 to 5. Then it's a different story.
So staying in London for 9 months.
Yes. Exactly. I'm full British.
Okay, so I think that's matriculation. I think you also highlighted to me back then that you all had something like scholarship
Yes.
for matrix, yeah.
Okay, so matriculation scholarship is a bit different. They only offer you not based on your academic performance. It's based on your financial demographic. So we have the B40, the M20, the T20, and then that kind of grouping because this is the government. They know generally how much you earn, your family has. So because of that, if you can apply, and there is an application process. Again, nothing is free. Nothing just comes. So you apply, I applied, and I didn't get it. So we get the program. I think they will cover your entire matriculation cost, financially everything they'll cover, and also they'll give you additional money on top of that for allowance. So your meals are also covered. The lodging you don't pay. So all the meals or what the government will cover also for you. So you have to, at least in my time, they have to open Bank Islam accounts. So you open Bank Islam accounts, there is only the one ATM outside of the university. So we go and then we get, on weekends, it's packed. Everybody's taking out money. So everybody's taking out money, either going out or they just have to get enough money for the week. So that's how it works out.
But do you all actually spend money throughout? Oh, okay. So pretty much if you pay on your own for matriculation, it's about 1,500. About that range lah.
About that.
But if you get a full-on scholarship, you
make money.
You don't have to pay for anything. You are being paid to study.
Correct.
You are being free accommodation, free allowances for food. Nothing else.
Yes. Basically that's it. And you just live. You just need to study. In fact, there is no even, if I'm not mistaken, there is no requirement on even your GPA. Yes, because only 2 semesters. So if the first semester you don't get, it's not they're going to revoke it the next semester because it's based again not on academic performance.
Yeah.
It's based on your financial background.
Damn.
Yes. So it's kind of nice regard. That's why matrix is a very good opportunity. And okay, the second thing also to mention, the lecturers in matriculation are nothing to scoff at. Just because they are government matriculation, they do not look fancy. They do not have the labs that the private institution have. Definitely they don't. But they do have very good lecturers. In my opinion, I had incredible lecturers in matriculation Malacca, which I learned a lot from. So a lot of the lecturers, they themselves went to matriculation. So they will have scholarships. They will do their masters or PhD overseas. So some of them did in France, some of them did in the UK. So then they are tied back to the government for matriculation lecturing for a few years. That's how it normally works. So their experience are extensive. They are very good at what they do. And if you are willing to study and if you're willing to learn, you go to them and they are incredibly helpful. They will guide you throughout the way. That is a guarantee. Matriculation lecturers, especially Malacca, the one I went to, not all of them, but most of them are there to help you, and they are genuine in their way of teaching. They will help you, they will support you as long as you put the effort in. I went to them I used to spend after 4 o'clock. I am there immediately. They have like the Bilik Guru, they have like the teacher's room. Immediately I go to the lecture room, a lecture hall. I know the teacher's table which I'm going to. I know what.
Are you sure, Danesh?
I guarantee you, matrix, I was a completely. Okay, the reason why it's a bit of a gap is because matriculation, I studied like I was running out of time. Everywhere else, I'm quite chill. Normally, I'm studying, even in my school days. But in matriculation, I was on a whole different level because there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
There is no outside of like football.
Yeah.
Even then, they don't play every day because again, no shade, so it's very hot. So because of that,
I think everyone in matrix, they're also all studious enough that they know they know their goal.
Correct. So everybody's there to study. So 4 o'clock, you stay there and they will stay with you. They will teach you. They will show you. That is one thing I did not expect. Study week, they will sit. They will have extra courses. They will teach you. Sit in the teacher's room with them. They will teach you extra courses. I'm telling you, they are fantastic. The lecturers in matriculation, in my experience, very good.
Well, like you made me suddenly so proud being a Malaysian. Actually.
Yes. In that sense, they knocked it out of the park. Although the infrastructure is terrible, they don't. Like I mentioned just now, I think in episode 1, I did switch my course, so I went to computer science. They have those.
Is it?
Yes. So I dropped biology and I took computer science.
Okay.
It was not fully my decision because my sisters, like I mentioned, they're both elder than me. Both of them took the biology courses, and then they told me it's incredibly hard. And my interest was not in medicine. I was always been headstrong in something physics related. So because of that, it was just a wiser course to just drop biology and take up computer science. See if we can help me in my university days. Because engineering and computer science, there is some not a lot. In fact, there is none. If I to be fair, there is none.
But computer science, there is relation in the ongoing world that we're living in.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there is a benefit. But this computer science is mainly just a studying. you're not going to learn Python or you're not going to learn JavaScript. No, that is not what we do. The syllabus for computer science is very limited. We learn basic coding.
Okay.
But at least you get to understand the philosophy of coding.
Okay.
As opposed to the actual
like 0 and 1 kind of thing.
No. That's binary.
Okay.
Whoever's learning that, you're done. You're cooked. That is not learning coding. It's learning binary. You're on a different level. Okay. You are learning the languages that we use.
Okay.
The higher languages is what we use in actual computer science. Works that we have now. So if you're in computer science, you know what I'm talking about. You use JavaScript, depends on the language that you're familiar with. So language is the way we write the code. So they have their own languages, they have their own wrapper. You will learn the most elementary language that we know. This is C. C#, C++. Mine, I learned C++. So we learn how to write code in C++. It's a much more complicated, not complicated, I guess a much more tumultuous way of writing code. It cannot do very high level stuff, but it does a lot of basic stuff well. And it's a very confusing way, but it's just a way of learning. It's just a sort of a step into it. Because usually in SPM we don't learn anything about computer science. So this is sort of a step into it. And most of the heavy lifting you do in your university days in terms of learning coding and so on. So in this sense, you are just there to learn the subject. So because of that, you do your 2 years, both your CGPAs combined. From there, then is when the interesting part came. The university.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have, I'm not sure what again.
Where did you go for your university?
After your
matrix.
Yes.
Where did you go to? University Malaya.
Yes, I went to University Malaya. Yeah. Okay, so you have once you get your results, you have in fact before you get your results. Again, before you get your results, second sem before your PSPM 2, there's PSPM 1 first sem, PSPM 2 second sem. Before your final examination, you have a system, at least in my time, I think it was called UPU. Now I think they changed the name. If I'm not mistaken, they changed the name. This is when you rank your universities you want to enter and the course you want to choose.
Okay, I've heard about that before, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is about, I think, 8 options. There's 12 options. 12 options. There's basically a website, the government website, 12 options. You choose the university you want and the subject you want. So they have most, if not everything that all the subjects offered there directly. So every course that UM teaches, every course that UKM teaches, USM, any of these public universities, UTM, you have your courses listed and then you get to choose which one you want to do.
Okay.
So in my time, everything was in PM. So you need to know the translation. So mine was, I because I remember my first time opening it up, I was looking for mechanical engineering, but then I couldn't find mechanical because it's under kejuruteraan mekanik. So I was thinking what mechanic? I thought mechanic or something. I thought it was. I said what is this? I said oh. Then I went and asked around. It's mechanical engineering. That's the discipline. But okay, so then a bit of learning curve there lah. So because I'm primarily an English speaker, so it takes a while. Everything is in BM. So you learn. Yes.
Yeah.
It's government. What do you expect?
Yeah.
So everything is PM. So you choose your course you want, and then from there, it's basically like this entire UP pool is basically like I wish. It's basically an I wish system.
Okay.
I wish to study in UM in engineering.
Okay.
So your PSPM marks, again like how SPM works for matriculation, they will across the board a bell curve, and your quota depending on your demographic, they will slot. If you meet the criteria, you will enter. You will get the slot. That's why there is 12. So your first is your primary. So from what I hear, it's automatic. So as soon as your results come out, automatic they'll know whether you enter, you will not enter. So then immediately you will know whether you get your offer or not.
Oh, is it?
I mean not immediately. After your exam, there is a date, but the system will know. Yes.
I see.
So automatically you see, boom, you get your courses, and then thankfully my results were quite good. So because of that, I got my first option, UM engineering. Mine was basically, I always wanted engineering. So I mean, in that moment, I knew I was no other options. I'm not doing medicine out of the jump. I dropped biology. So you're not allowed to take medicine, by the way, if you drop biology.
Yeah,
obviously. So because of that, you get to choose. So I took I remember my sixth option was like nuclear energy in UTM. It's just random. I just chose because I know. The top 5 are generally the ones, if your results is good enough, at least you believe you are in the higher percentile, the top 5 is generally where you end up. So everything else is just random. So I just spoke fun. I went for nuclear engineering. I took some random subjects you never heard of. I took archaeology as well. So I know I was never going to get it, but it's just an option.
You know, one of our high school friends actually studied archaeology, right?
Really?
Yeah, one of our female high school friends.
She's still doing it.
I'm not sure. But yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I see. I didn't know that there's this nuclear energy, engineering.
Yes, in UTM. Okay, so engineering is not all the same. Okay, I'll come back to engineering later. But this is the UPU system. So once you get your PSPM results out, and then all you have to do is hope and pray. Hope and pray that your that your marks is good enough, and then that you enter your university of your choice. So mine, quite lucky, I got into UM. Yes.
Proud of that?
I am pseudo proud, I guess. I'm not fully proud. I am not fully against it or what. I will be different than I guess what you consider regular students. I do not hold this university patriotism so much.
Are you calling me regular then?
I don't know. I don't know if you do. Cause I know some people like live and die UM.
Okay,
Those guys, I know some guys who got like UM number plates. They got UM jackets. I remember like some of because you have again. If you take part in a lot of stuff in UM, you have a lot of shirts. Like every other, you have a bunch of microfiber shirts, cheaply made with your logo on it, and then for the event on it, So all that I was disposing, and then I found out one of my friends, she also studied UM. She fucking loved UM. So because then she got all my UM stuff, I'll be like, okay, go ahead, because she loved the university so much. I'll be honest, I'm not so pro. I mean, I'm not so pro anything, I guess. I'm not gonna tattoo UM on my heart. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I did respect the university being in the position it was. It was still number 1 in Malaysia for public university. So I recognize that there is a standard that is held. That is held in UM. So because of that, I wanted to get in because purely on the academic reputation, as opposed to this guy went in before, this guy graduated from UM. I was not too keen on any of that.
Yeah.
So I mainly focused on the academic reputation on that.
Yeah.
So
I think because UM, I mean, just to highlight it out there, right? UM has been top in Malaysia ever since like 50, 60 years ago. Ever since Malaysia had independence.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
It's quite high ranked. I think top 100.
Yeah. In the world too. Top 100 in the world. Definitely top 1 or 2 in Malaysia lah. Till date lah. Till date, are we still number 1?
Public, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Private, I'm not sure. I'm not sure the private even.
I'm not sure they actually combined that way. I think public they have their own.
I don't think so. I think it's similar. I think it's linked together.
Then
Yeah,
But
because
University Malaya is definitely top 100 in Malaysia lah. In 50 years ago.
In the world.
In the world. 50 years ago, 60 years ago.
specifically QS rankings, by the way. Not just it depends on the QS ranking top 100.
What is QS ranking?
That is the ranking that they actually talk about when they talk
Oh,
about UK.
When you see in the banner, the QS
yes.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Harvard's number one, Cambridge one.
Oh yeah, Harvard, Oxford, Yale.
The goats, I guess. So.
Yeah. Okay. So for right? What kind of exposure? Because you see, metrics, right? People from all walks of life within Malaysia. Can non-Malaysians apply to metrics?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Sorry, matriculation?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought. I misunderstood the question. Non-Malaysians cannot enter matrix.
But okay, so for University of Malaya, non-international.
Correct.
Can.
Allowed, yeah.
So how is it like staying in University of Malaya for 4 years? Were you there for 4 years or 3 years?
I was there for 4 years. So
4
an
years.
engineering degree would take 4 years to complete. Yes.
So how was the whole exposure like? Like in terms of meeting people, in terms of the teacher wise, how was the exposure like, and how was the education system? Yeah, does it suit your style? How was it? How was the system
How is it
inside?
structured?
Yeah.
UM is I like UM a lot. I'll be honest because okay, to give you some context, because both my siblings again, both of us, all three of us, I have two siblings three including me. So all of us went public universities. So I understand, and they all went to different public universities. So I know how the the UTM system works, and I know how the UKM system works.
UTM stands for University Technology Malaysia.
Yes, correct. UKM is University Kebangsaan Malaysia, or you also can call it the National University of Malaysia.
Okay.
And USM was another big one, University Science Malaysia.
UKM. I thought the National University of Malaysia is UM.
No, it's not.
UKM.
It's UKM.
Oh, okay.
University Kebangsaan. Because the links, if I'm not mistaken, somebody told me that because the links UM has to NUS, that's why we are not the National University. So the UKM was developed to become the National University.
I see.
Yes, so their campus is huge. I think one in Bangi, and then the medical branch is in Cheras. They have two different sites.
I see. Okay.
UTM also two different sites. The pseudo private is in KL.
Okay.
So the full government is in Johor. Skudai, I think. It's very far. It's in the middle of nowhere. I've never been, but I hear it's far from civilization. USM also similar. It's on mainland, not on island. So if you're thinking you want to go to USM for Penang, you can see Penang. Yeah, you are not in Penang. You can see Penang. Okay, so you are again middle of jungle somewhere ahead. But there is they are not all. I don't know exactly how systems work in each university.
How do you think it shaped you?
UM.
Yeah.
It shaped me a lot.
Shape you in terms of person because of the exposure. Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of first, I'll talk about the discipline.
Okay.
So I entered UM engineering, and then specifically mechanical discipline. So because of that, we entered the engineering faculty. UM only offers I think 5 different types of engineering. So we have the electrical, we have the chemical, mechanical, biomedical, and civil. So the most famous discipline for UM is known for engineering is electrical, fantastic, the program in UM. It's very well recognized. It's very hard. A lot of them barely, like the other disciplines do well in terms of the CGPA, electrical not so much. It's quite hard to get in their subjects.
Yeah.
And one thing that changed, actually one of the biggest things that actually changed from matriculation, in fact even from school life to university, is I did not understand, at least in the beginning, it took me a while to understand how much of independence they grant you. Because I did not understand tertiary education, the concept of how tertiary education works until I entered UM. Because previously, again, scholastically, we have structured programs, teachers every few hours, and then I think people like us, we go to tuition after school. So evenings always tuition from teacher to teacher. There's always classes. There's always sort of somebody who is we are attending classes. So there's always how do I describe it? It is not like we have complete responsibility of our education. at least in high school, our parents had a bit of play in it. They sent us to make sure we go for tuition. They monitor your results, they monitor your academic performance, and so on. And then for myself in matriculation, it's very much nothing else to do but study. So if you want to sit around and then it's only so much of physical activity we can do within a few hours. You are bored half the time. So and the internet is terrible. There is no internet. There is no internet. You ain't got your data, by the way. It's a fun fact.
Yeah.
So and it's not very good. So because of that, a lot of independence is left onto you. You are allowed to dictate how you want to study. The lecturer is not there to be your parent. They are not there to be your your financial sponsor. Sorry, your academic sponsor. They are just there to assist in your journey to become an engineer or to become what you or to basically not just pass or become the subject that you're studying or become the role. For example, if you're a doctor, if you're an engineer, you're even any of the disciplines, any of the STEM disciplines, or any of the arts also. They are not there to hold your hand, to make sure you do the tutorials. They're not sure to make sure you read the material, read the lectures, understand. That is not their job. Their job is to lecture you, to teach what they know. It's your responsibility to make sure that you understand what they're trying to say, or if you don't, you have to make sure you're able to learn on your own. If they are not, some people do not learn from lectures. They have to understand independently. So that is when my first full experience of studying from literature, I'm talking scientific literature, as in books. Because you've seen some of the engineering books. If you go to any library, you have those academic sections. Edition 5, edition 4, books that are 1,000 pages long. Those are the books that I started learning how to read. So that is very important because these are your material. You don't have your thin sejarah books or moral books anymore. You have this literature, and this is just one subject, by the way. Thermodynamics 1. Thermodynamics 2, there's a different book written by around. You'll remember. You'll see their names again and again. These are the professors. I don't know who wrote this, and they come out with new edition and just add material. So you have to know which books you're referring to, which is the update material. You have to learn subjects. You have your lecture notes, which I relied tremendously on. And then you also have these books. I know some of my friends, they cannot understand anything from lectures, and they fully rely on the books. So that you read, basically you don't have to read and understand. You start to understand how to learn on your own, which I think is very important.
Yes, I agree.
It's a growing part of who you are.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if growing up, once you've exceeded university, you're not going to, at least outside of specific certificates or courses, you're not attending classes anymore.
Agree.
But you still have to learn and grow to some extent. You have to grow. You cannot just expect somebody to come teach you anything. So learning to learn from books, learning to learn from scientific material is a very different experience. And the full responsibility of your failure or you passing or failing is completely on you.
Yes.
University does not take any responsibility.
Agree. I totally agree. Yeah, I think we'll come back in part 3 of the episode. Alright, so stay tuned. We have a lot of interesting thing I think in part 3 where we talk about engineering, and I think just to tap on what you just said, I think this is actually very crucial in terms of how to study. Because a lot of people don't know how to study. The correct way to study, actually that is how you study. The mindset must be correct. Yeah, so I think we'll see you guys in the part 3. Alright, thank you everyone.
See you 3.